What's good? Here we go, Club 314. You know what I'm saying? The biggest debate going in the sports world. We gonna see who the GOAT is. You already know who it is over here, man. Team Jordan. I don't even know why we even having this conversation, but is you shot it? Did you bring the rings on? How many of them is it? It's 4, right? That's it? Four. That's it? Just
it.
four? Yeah. I was just checking. You know, looking kind of light. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's a whole bunch of players who got more rings than Jordan, but we don't get into that though.
Oh, let's get to that. So where we gonna start at? Let's start. I'm gonna let you kick it off. You know what I'm saying? LeBron James, the newer guy. You know what I'm saying? A 21-year run. So go ahead. Let's see where you gonna go, so I can start slicing you up real quick. It's gonna be light work. You know what I'm saying? It's finna get dangerous for you around here, man. It's like going through Walnut Park when you don't belong at night. That's what's finna happen. Good era, huh?
On the facts at a time, and I'm gonna let you attack them.
Okay, let's go. I like facts.
Do you know that Jordan was swept more times in the first round than any top 10 player? Did you know that?
I did know that.
You knew that?
Did. Okay. I did. That's a fact. That definitely happened. Who been swept more times though?
That's too far for me. I'm worried about GOAT and GOAT.
Okay, I'm talking about between Jordan and LeBron. Who been swept more? No, it's LeBron. So let's go. Keep going though. I ain't mean to interrupt you. I'm gonna let you reclaim your time. Go ahead and take your time back. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Rings than Jordan?
Yeah.
You knew that?
Yeah.
So are we going by rings, or are we going by accolades, or are we going by stats? What are we going by?
So for me, it's all about who's the best combination of everything. Who's the best combination of accolades, stats, rings, and what's your criteria? See, I go by the criteria that's been set since before me and you was even watching basketball, right? First off, how you gonna be a GOAT when you got a losing record in the finals? It's not about having more rings than Jordan, right? It ain't that it's 6-4. It's when have we allowed the GOAT to have a losing record in the finals? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at a couple players. You know a man named Wilt Chamberlain, right?
I do.
You know Wilt? You know Wilt Chamberlain holds 72 NBA records, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know all 72, but I know he holds quite a few.
Yeah, he owns 72. They call the NBA stat book the biography of Wilt Chamberlain. But you know why he's not in the GOAT conversation? Or not why he ain't up there in the GOAT? He's 2-4 in finals. 2-4 in finals. What about Jerry West? You know who Jerry West is, right? Went to 9 finals. Went to 9. And why is he not in the GOAT conversation? Let's talk about Jerry West real quick. You know when he retired, he was 3rd in points, 4th in points per game, 5th in assists, 4 season averaging over 30, and his whole career averaged under 20 points per game one time. All right, All-Star, all 14 seasons. He was a scoring champ, assist champ, Finals MVP when they lost the finals. He was so cold that even with a loss, the man still got Finals MVP, right?
I got something to add to that.
MVP, and he's the logo. And you know he was all defensive team 4 times first. Why ain't he in your GOAT conversation? Why he ain't even in your top 10? Why? I'm gonna tell you why. He went to 9 finals. He's the logo. And he did all that. You know why he ain't up there? Because he won in 9. What if he was 5-4? Where would he be at? He'd be up there. What if Wilt was over 500? He would be up there. You don't want me, we ain't gonna even talk about, do we need to pull up Wilt stats? We don't want to do that, do we? We don't want to do that. We be talking all day. It take the whole time.
We're talking all day.
So why is it that all these standards started to get changed once LeBron James come around? All of a sudden, we ain't got to be over 500 in the finals. Who else has been crowned GOAT hasn't been able to do that? What if Tom Brady was under 500? He probably wouldn't be considered the GOAT, would he? Probably not. No, you wouldn't put him up there. If Joe Montana was under, he wouldn't be in your top 10. So what makes LeBron James so different? Why he get to escape that criteria?
You have to have some kind of hardware. You have to have some kind.
I say at least 4. You gotta have at least 4 rings and be over 500. That's part of the criteria.
Now you say we're going by stats, right?
Huh?
You say we're going by stats too, right?
Yeah, stats go with it too. So
LeBron is the first and only player to lead both teams in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks in the playoff series. Did you know that?
I did. Yeah, LeBron is a beast. I do
Okay.
know he did that. Did they win?
Like
Oh,
Steph Curry and everybody was hurt.
I was just checking. You know.
No, he lost them.
Yeah, I know he lost it. I know.
LeBron faced, right? Were the teams that LeBron faced better than teams that Jordan faced?
So I get that. I knew you was gonna try to come with that. So you know what I'm saying? Your boy had to dig in, get some research on. So when you say one team is better, what makes one team better? Because I got some stuff I'm pretty sure you didn't know.
You had LeBron going against the best team with the best record ever in NBA history that he beat for a championship, right? But
You want to go say Warriors? That was a bad team.
You had Jordan going against Utah Jazz and Seattle Sonics and Phoenix and Portland and Lakers when Magic Johnson them was all old and stuff. The teams that LeBron beat, all of them will beat the teams that Jordan beat.
Okay, so let's break this down. Okay, so you said Magic was old. Who was do you remember who won the MVP in '91?
I don't.
It was Michael
Before my
Jordan.
time.
It was Michael Jordan. Do you know who was second? Take a guess. Just take a
Magic.
real guess. Magic Johnson. So he was so old and past his prime that the league said there's one player more valuable than you this year, and that's Jordan. Right? Did you know that every year that Jordan won the championship, except one against the Seattle Supersonics, either he won the MVP or he played against the MVP? Right? The person that he played against was second in MVP. So every year he was going against an MVP caliber player or the player who won it. Charles Barkley won it, right? When he played against him. Karl Malone won it when he came against him. When they played against the Rockets, not the Rockets, the Trailblazers. Guess who was second in MVP? I ain't gonna say it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, so we say that now. Phoenix Suns. What made Phoenix Suns such a bad team?
Why said they were bad? They had Kevin Johnson, they had Dan Marley, they had some hitters over there.
They had some big hitters, but this is the thing though, you know, one thing that I've noticed is that people don't understand how big of some hitters they are. So I like to break it down because Phoenix Suns one of them teams that I think is disrespected. So you know the Phoenix Suns were 62-20 that year? They had 62-20. 62-20.
The Warriors were set there later though.
We're talking about that one. Hey, I got you. Offensive rating, 13.3. Defensive rating, 106.7. Guess what the Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant's offensive rating and defensive rating was?
What was it?
113.6 and 107.6. Statistically, they were the same. As far as the stats, because I know you LeBron guys, y'all love y'all stats. The stats say offensively, defensively, the teams were just effective. And that's with Kevin Durant, who, correct me if I'm wrong, even though he was on the team, you still picked LeBron and the guys to beat that team, right? I'm just checking. All right. Did you know they had 7 players in double digits in scoring? Did you know that? 7. Phoenix, 7. All right. They have 4 players that played at least 19 minutes, shooting 50% from the field. Did you know that?
That was
No, didn't know that. All right. Barkley won MVP. Now, Kevin Johnson, I'm glad you said his name because he gets so disrespected in all of this, right? People it's because LeBron James fans, they just, they don't look at the stats. They don't go look at they don't know about these guys, right? So Kevin Johnson, 6 years averaging 20 points per game or more. 4 years averaged 20 and 10. Over 20 points and 10 assists. This is Kevin Johnson. 4-time All-NBA. Top 10 in MVP voting twice. All right? And he was All-NBA the year before and the year after. Right? So this team is so bad, but didn't your GOAT get swept by the Nuggets, a team with one superstar, and nobody else in the starting lineup made All-NBA, All-Star? Like that's the guy y'all got swept by, right?
Yeah.
And then got beat 4-1. So I'm just saying, so if these teams with, one quote-unquote superstar ain't that good, then how is the GOAT getting swept by teams like that? But Okay.
So,
What else?
so before Jordan got all his momentum and before Pippen came and stuff, right? Jordan was getting swept every year by the stuff in
Boston Celtics.
the Boston Celtics and the Lakers. Turn them up every year.
So
Now,
Boston. All right, go ahead. Keep going.
before Jordan got Pippen, right? Before Jordan got Pippen, this was his record. He had 0 winning seasons before he got Pippen. He had 0 MVPs,
Right.
0 playoff series wins. He had
Right.
0 50-win seasons. He had 0 60-win seasons. He had
Right.
0 finals appearance. He was 1-9 in the playoffs.
Oh, shots. He hit me. He hit me with shots. All
Now
right.
wait, LeBron left and went to Miami, where everybody clowned him for, right? He had
Right. Which I wouldn't have a problem with that.
He had 6 winning seasons, 4
Okay.
50-win seasons, 2 60-win seasons, 2 MVPs, 8 playoff series wins, 1 finals appearance, and he was 42-29 in the playoffs.
Okay. Did he have any All Stars with him?
Yeah, All-Star. I just didn't put it on there, but he's an All-Star ever since his first year.
No, not him. I'm saying like LeBron. He had All Star players with him too, right? So Jonas Gauskas made the All Star team. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm glad that if you look at the stats side by side, you look at Scottie Pippen's first year and what's my man that came from St. Louis that played with him? Larry Hughes. Whose stats do you think was better?
I was like, why? Because everybody had their eye on GOAT. That's why.
I'm just
Every
saying.
triple team and GOAT. Larry Hughes out there by himself. He could have had me and you out there scoring 20 points.
Nah, we wouldn't have did that. We didn't. But so in that Eastern Conference run, when LeBron was doing all that, how many first team All NBA players was in the Eastern Conference that wasn't on the Cavs? Do you remember? Because I remember Kevin Durant was on the other side. Russell Westbrook was on the other side. Steph Curry was on the other side. Chris Paul was on the other side. What elite player was over there? Maybe Derrick Rose for that little short run, but outside of that, it was DeMar DeRozan. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with him, but he ain't Kevin Durant.
Everybody always knows the West was the better conference.
And that's one of the things that I like, because like, you know, the LeBron James fans like to bring up competition. But let's keep it a buck. People were calling the Eastern Conference the Leastern Conference before LeBron was even in the GOAT conversation. Am I right?
Yeah.
Right? Everybody was saying all the best players is in the West. Right? Do you think that it is a coincidence that LeBron was dominating the East, but we're getting smacked against the West when he had to come up and play him? No, it's different. Right? The West was just that much better than the East. So when he finally went up against players of his caliber, they was taking L's more times than not. So yeah, he went through the Eastern Conference, but who was from the Eastern Conference that scared you? Got a young Paul George, you know what I'm saying? Roy Hibbert, he ain't. When last time he played in the league? Like you don't even remember him.
Wasn't D Wade in the Western Conference? I mean, the Eastern Conference.
Who? Paul George. That was a young Paul George, though.
I said D Wade.
D Wade was in the Eastern Conference, and he won the ring before LeBron, right? What about him? He lost to him. Remember when the puppets was out? It's supposed to be LeBron and Kobe. Who put him out? Dwight Howard. And now y'all laugh at Dwight Howard like he just ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like Dwight Howard don't get no respect. But let's take a look at some of Michael Jordan's competition when he was having problems in the East. Let's go to the Detroit Pistons, right? The team he had to get over to get to the finals. He beat them in '91. Now there's this LeBron.
How long did it take him to finally beat him?
It was about 7 years.
God damn.
Can he get some help? You know what I'm saying? The moment Michael Jordan got an All-Star, it was a wrap. How many All-Stars had LeBron James had, and it wasn't a wrap? See what I'm saying? Let's look at him with All-Star help now. Like, let's look at it like you said, when Pippen became good, and when he got Dwayne Wade, Jordan was unstoppable with an All-Star. But 91 Pistons, the first myth, they were old, kind of like you just did with Magic. All right, so did you not know that Dennis Rodman, Isaiah Thomas, and Joe Dumars was all 29 and younger? See, but they don't tell you that. They just tell you that they was old. Not true. The big three was not old. All right, their best three players were younger than the Pistons LeBron James beat, younger than the Celtics that LeBron James had to go through, younger than the San Antonio Spurs. So when people try to not give him credit for when they beat that Pistons squad, what does that say about the old squad that y'all done beat? Tim Duncan was 87 years old. He was 87.
That is a lie.
In his birth certificate, he was 87 years old.
That is a lie.
He's walking around looking like Joe Biden.
They had a big four.
They was the same age.
They had a big four.
I'm just saying, what are we talking about here? So the Pistons wasn't that old. Now let's kind of break them down. Joe Dumars, all defensive second team. Next year after, he was first team, all NBA third team, fourth in defensive player of the year voting. Dennis Rodman was the defensive player of the year. They don't tell you that. Next year he led the league in rebounds. You know what I'm saying? Did you know Dennis Rodman one time finished 10th in MVP voting?
I did.
Yeah, I'm just saying. And then Zeke was also all every year. So that squad was still going. Not only were they balling that year, but if you look at what they did the year after, they still was a problem. They still was making All-Star games, still making All-NBA, still in the Defensive Player of the Year running. So how was they done? How was they old? It's not true. Who in that Eastern Conference run was as good as the Pistons? When LeBron had that stretch, who did he beat that was as good as that Pistons squad? Pistons, back-to-back champions. Back-to-back who? Nobody. Didn't have nobody like that. What about...
When Boston had Paul Pierce over there, and he had Paul Pierce crying, was Boston sorry when they had Rock? Was Boston not good?
No. I wasn't saying that. I'm not saying that Celtics team wasn't good. I said as good as that Pistons team. Now, have you ever seen a team ride one championship as hard as that Celtics squad does? They just act like that was the greatest championship ever they've been running. But you notice they only got one, right? That Pistons squad. They beat Magic, Jordan, and Bird. That was a squad. They ain't had nobody like that. What about that 91 76ers with, a lot of people forget, Hershey Hawkins. Come on now. You know he was a bucket. Charles Barkley dropping 27.6 points a game. And they had 6 players averaging the double digits. Who LeBron have like that in the East? Getting real kind of quiet over there, you know what I'm saying? Because that East was a cakewalk.
See, when we talk about this, we bringing up 2 different time frames. Basketball was a lot better back in the day than it is now. A lot better.
So you think basketball today is better than then? Or so you think the 90s was better?
100%, yeah.
Okay. And Jordan was showing out. Oh, yeah. Nah, so look, let me tell you something. People try to make that little crazy statement that LeBron James could play in any era of basketball from the 60s all the way until the last day they stopped playing basketball. Bron could play in anything. Now, I will say, I think LeBron will have some difficulties, right? Because, and this is the number one reason why I would take Jordan over LeBron. Jordan had a game that can fit into a system. He learned to fit into a system, right? That allows Pippen to develop into what he came into. Tony Kukoc, Steve Kerr, all these players. When you develop inside of a system, every player knows what they're gonna do. Even when Jordan goes off the court, we still know we running the triangle. We still know our principles. We know how we gonna move the ball. When that ball go on the post, we all know where to go. That lets Scottie Pippen, he can grow into this system, learn how to operate it, and become an extension of the coach. LeBron James, on the other hand, has to be the system.
He is the system.
He is the system. That's not a positive. Let's look at the players who had to be the system. James Harden, how many rings he got? Right? Disappointing. Wilt Chamberlain had to be the system. He got 2. That man over there in Boston who could play in the system got 11. Right? So when you go down and you look at players who have to be the system, like the Big O, Oscar Robertson, how many he got? 1. But you look at players who fit into the system. Look at Jordan. Look at Kobe. Look at Shaq. Look at Magic. Magic ran a system. He wasn't the system. He ran the system. So that's why when you watch these final games against teams that are talent level is close to the Cavs or Miami or whatever, they normally, the other teams who run a system tend to win, because when LeBron James, who is the system, when he goes and sits on the bench, not only have you lost your best player, you've lost your system. And 99% of all role players need a system. So how are they going to thrive if you playing like that? That's the reason. That's the main reason why LeBron James has these losing records, because I honestly think the Golden State Warriors and the Cavs rosters was close, but when Steph Curry goes down, they still ran a system. Everybody knew what they was doing, no matter what. That's the reason why all y'all picked the Cavs to beat them, even with Kevin Durant. Y'all still was saying, "Oh, let's go live, let's go real time," because I remember Cavs in 6 was a thing, right? All y'all was picking them. Anybody who picked against him, oh, you just don't know how good LeBron James is. You a hater. You don't know basketball. You just don't like him. And that's what everybody was saying. And then what happened? They got smashed.
And so when Kyrie got hurt, you see when Kevin Love got hurt?
No, that I'm not talking about. I'm talking about when Kevin Durant got there.
Oh,
right.
That's the only reason he went there. Because they called me and they said, "What's that boy Draymond Green went and sat in front of Kevin Durant's house and begged that man to come over there and play with them so they can beat LeBron?"
See,
that's what they told me. That's what they told me.
I'm not gonna speak on the begging because I wasn't there. But this is what I will say.
Begging like Keith Sweat. Just so they can beat Dope.
I ain't gonna say the man was begging. I don't know. But who made that move possible? When did it become cool for superstars to go join up with superstars and people who already earned a championship to get a ring? LeBron James started that, right?
Well, I mean, go play with Michael Jordan them?
Is Dennis Rodman in the GOAT conversation?
But I'm just saying, he's one of the greatest defensive players of all time. Is he not?
He was a role player. But guess what, though? You can't compare Dennis Rodman to LeBron James moving. It's not even, it ain't even remotely close to the same. But LeBron James made that move, who I was cool with. I had no problem with it. I just feel when you make a move like that, the pressure's up, the expectations are higher. You cannot lose. You definitely can't lose twice. And I ain't even want to bring it up, but since we're here, you can't melt down like you did against the Mavs when you make that move, right?
Oh, he did that. He melted like a candle.
And exactly. And not only that, but now he up here on podcast talking about the reason they lost, they ain't had no help. So now you blaming them. Because you know you always got to blame somebody for something. It's always somebody else's fault. But he made the move. He won. What did he say? Not one. You know my memory. Not two. Not three. Not. You get the point.
But we got to make it sound good.
Okay. But those are the expectations. So when you go 2 or 4, that's not an achievement. You underachieved. And I felt the same way. So when Kevin Durant went, I didn't have a problem with it. But if you do it, you got to do something historic.
And 2 championships in 4 years. If any other player do it, is that underachieving? Or is it just underachieving if LeBron do it?
I think it's underachieving because of the move, right? Because let's go back to real time, right? We old enough to remember real time. What was everybody saying when that team got put together?
They gonna win with every year.
Team of all time, right? Ain't nobody gonna beat them. The LeBron James fans was up with the pom-poms, flashing everybody, all over them. Like, everybody was going crazy. Everybody was talking 5 championships, 6 championships. So, yeah, I would definitely say that was underachieving, because if you got that much hype, that much talent coming together, when you make that move, you can't just do what other people have done. You can't just do a back-to-back. The Pistons did back-to-back, right? You came together to create, and let's not act like we don't understand how great Dwayne Wade was, all right? Remember, already had a championship. So, yes, when you with that group and you do that, that's the problem. But now he made up for it by winning that ring in Cleveland. So that made all the stuff with Miami kind of die down. And that's the reason why Kevin Durant made that move, in my opinion. He knew, he saw it. Like, okay, They gonna hate me when I win a couple. All right, cool. Come over here to Golden State. But he had to plan on winning 3, right? But he ended up getting hurt. And then like so after that, I do that. Cool. Then now I can go win a ring on my own. And that's gonna validate these rings at Golden State the same way LeBron James did. And then not only that, but let's not act like we didn't always hear the rumors of LeBron James trying to get other superstars to come wherever he was at. He was constantly trying to build super teams. So if I'm Kevin Durant and I'm hearing that you up here trying to get Kawhi Leonard in Cleveland, you're trying to get Paul George down there, why am I not going to stack the deck just in case you actually pull that off? I need to be ready. And that was the problem. But remember, the problem was LeBron didn't want to sign that extension. That's one of the reasons why Paul George didn't come. Because LeBron James didn't want to sign that extension. He wanted to become free agent. Cool. You messed that up. I get it. People don't want to go to Cleveland. I mean, I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to go to Cleveland. If I can choose to live in Miami or Cleveland, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's an easy choice. You know what I'm saying? But he got beat by a monster that he created. He made that cool. I'm not saying playing with superstars wasn't cool, because the reason I didn't have a problem with LeBron James going to Miami, because I'm like, well, look at Magic. They didn't join him in free agent, but look at the squad he got. Look at what Larry Bird got. And everybody was cool with that. So I have no problem with him joining up with players like that. But Magic got 5 with his squad. Bird ended up getting 3. You just had 2. You know what I'm saying? So, like, he didn't. That's why I say it's an underachievement. If he just goes back to back in Cleveland and he don't join with, create a super team, that's different. But you know how you know what I'm saying is true? Look how he reacted when he won that ring in Cleveland.
Correct.
That ring meant so much more than all those other rings, and that's the reason why. Come on, man. We know. We already know. So
okay, I want to go down some more stats, because it's about stats too. Do you feel like the GOAT conversation should be about longevity also?
I think longevity plays a part, but you gotta be careful because you gotta take the negatives with the positive. So go ahead.
So all the necessary precautions in a 21-year career.
Mm-hmm.
He's had no negative. He's basically been the face of basketball for 21 years.
Yep.
Would you give him that?
100%.
You would give him that. Okay. I'm going to the mall. Don't you know, everybody know, but do you know LeBron got more points than Jordan? Did you know that?
He's like the all-time leading scorer.
LeBron got more rebounds than Jordan?
I would imagine he did. I would imagine so. Mm-hmm.
A better 3.
I mean, come on now.
LeBron is off stat versus Jordan.
Okay.
Don't you know LeBron is in 27 teams in the NBA?
Yeah.
27.
That's crazy.
83 playoff wins, right? The Chicago Bulls has 187. Ever. Would you give me that?
Yes, 100%. Longest prime ever.